Welcome to Alina Crochets. This podcast is about my love of crocheting and sharing that with you. Hello to new and returning subscribers and viewers. For the month of July, I have been busy with the Barbie Convention, my radiation treatment, and the Steppers weekend. I will show you my finished objects and works in progress for those events, and by the time this video posts, most of the events would have been completed. So let's begin. What am I wearing? I am wearing my white poncho that I created with a baby soft yarn, such as Bernat or any type of baby weight yarn. And what I did is I just randomly created lace stitches. I chained about 75 for the neck, and the neck has an opening, so I didn't close up the neck until about around this row here. In case it was too small, I could always add more stitches before closing it up to make it a complete poncho around, before me working in the round. So what I did, and this is the poncho here, I just used various stitches, such as lace stitches here, single crochet with a chain 5, double crochets and single crochets, and I just varied different lacy stitches to create the poncho. And I made it oversized so that I could swing freely and put a bag on it without it restricting my movement of my arms. So this is how it looks, and I'll post another picture so you can see it, but I like it because it's nice and airy, and it goes basically with anything that I wear. And I think it turned out really nice with the yarn that I chose to complete this poncho. Every year since 2000, I have been attending the Barbie Convention. I collect fashion dolls and Barbie dolls. And since 2000, I attended my first convention in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I've been attending ever since. This year, they were in Rosemont, Illinois, outside of Chicago. And this was after 2 years of a virtual conference because of COVID. We missed Las Vegas and we missed Palm Springs. So it was fun and exciting to see everyone you had missed for the past 2 years. And I had a really nice time. So the title of the Barbie thing was A Decade of a Destiny. And it celebrated the 1920s. So this is a little goodie bag that they gave us. So it slides out. And they had different things inside the box. And this is the convention book that we get. And I have a lot of fun planning and deciding what I'm going to crochet. I'm going to crochet for the fashion show, for the competition, for the nights of the dinners and the luncheon. I always make sure I wear something crochet. And you can take lots of pictures. They have different stands and signs that you can take pictures with. I'll post some at the end of this video so that you can see it. So I'm going to show you some of the items and how I created the items for the Barbie Convention. But going to the convention, I have to crochet a lot, so this takes up a lot of my time in May and June to do some crocheting for the convention. I participated in a fashion show in which you have to take a real Barbie doll and create that outfit for yourself. So the Barbie doll that I chose was this one here, Madame Lavinia, and she's from the Harlem Theater collection. So as you can see in this outfit, it was a lot to crochet. She had the fur coat, which had a maroon lining, the orange sparkle dress, the tie here, and the hat. And I think I did a pretty good job, so I'm going to post a picture here so that you can see and compare it to the doll. And this took quite a few of my time to create the outfit and figure out what yarns I wanted to use. So what I decided to do was go to Ice Yarns and purchase yarns from them. I waited a little late and I was like, oh, I should have done it in the winter time where they had more of the winter colors to complete the outfit. So what I did is the first one I completed was the hat. And what I used for the hat was gold metallic yarn in the middle, and I've just created a circle and did some ruffles. And then for the hat, I used Lion Brand ZZ Twist yarn. That yarn has since been discontinued, but it worked out nice because it was light, and I love the way it crocheted for the hat. The next item I crocheted was the fur wrap. And what I did is I already had some maroon yarns crocheted together, where I used a variety of yarns because I was going to create a scarf, and I decided instead of making the scarf that I would add it to the inside of the fur. So the fur that I used was the Fable Fur yarn from Knit Picks. So the next item was the little wrap around the waist here, and I didn't want to do it too thin, and I said, okay, I'll use a yarn with a lacy stitch. So I decided to use the double crochet with a chain 1, and this is how it came out. So it's a little lacy, a little light, and the yarn that I used was from Ice Yarns, and this is called Tarma Glitz. So it's a 3-weight light yarn, acrylic yarn with tinsel. Next item I completed for the doll was the doll's cane, as you can see here. And it was a lion, and I decided that I would give the lion features because I couldn't find the exact gold yarn to work with that could be completely in gold and in covered, because I used the Big Twist acrylic yarn in gold for the face and the cane part, and then I used Lion Brand's Fashion Fun Fur with the gold and the gold metallic strips through it. And then for the eyes, I got this yarn from Ice Yarns, and it's raffia, and it's basically metallic paper. And what I didn't like about it is it didn't give enough give when you was crocheting with it, so it wasn't working out in a circle for the face. So that's why I switched to the acrylic yarn to complete the lion, and just gave the lion features so that people could see the features of the lion. And I also mixed it. So I created the dress using various yarns. One of the yarns that I used was the Ice Yarns here, which I think I ordered about 18 balls of this yarn, which is 85% viscose and 15% Lurex. And it's called Viscose Star. Sorry. And the yarn worked nice, but again, I thought it was going to be a little bit heavier, and it ended up being a little thin. So what I decided to do was mix it with different yarns. So I mixed it with the cotton thread, a size 10 in orange. I also mixed it with the Michaels brand wool-like yarn, which is basically a size 1 yarn. It had 678 colors, and I used the orange color. And this is 85% acrylic and 15% nylon. And during the winter, I had seen this yarn all over the place. But when I needed it now, I couldn't find it. So I ran out of the orange yarn. That's why I had to go to the cotton thread to complete the dress, to give it more bulk to it, because it was going to take so long to just do it with the size 3. And this alone by itself didn't give it weight for the dress. I wanted the dress to be just a little bit heavier than this yarn. So here's the dress now. And I think it came out really nice. It came out with the split. But as you can see, when the color changes, this is with the wool-like orange. And then when you get to the bottom, that's the cotton thread, because it was a lighter orange. This orange worked out perfectly with the wool-like, because it was a darker orange that you really couldn't see when you combine the two colors together. And the top I made with a gold yarn from Ice Yarns, and I had gold metallic yarn that I used to add a little bit more shine to the gold. Usually I don't use the whole gold metallic because this is a little itchy, so that's why I went with more of a cotton gold here around my chest area, so it wouldn't be itching. And the dress wasn't bad when I put it on. It wasn't itchy or anything. I think it was because I had combined the two yarns together to create the dress. And then, as you can see, Here is that gold paper yarn here. And it doesn't have much give, so wherever way you crochet, it stays that way. It doesn't flop too much, so that's why I just use it as an accent on the dress, and then use it on the top part here. And no outfit would be complete without the earrings. So here are the maroon earrings that I made. And I used this yarn, the wool-like yarn in burgundy, to create the yarns. The reason I didn't use the ZZ Twist to create the yarns, I ran out of that yarn. And so I decided to create the earrings in a different yarn. And here again is that paper raffia yarn. It works perfectly with the earrings because it holds. It's not floppy or anything like that. And then one more piece was her gold tie right here, and this was the piece here. So what I did is I used that paper yarn, and then what I did is I got a softer gold, so I used that gold from the lion so it could match the lion, and went around with a different metallic gold yarn, and then added ties so I could tie it around the wrap. And that concludes my outfit for the fashion show. So for one of the themes of the night, it was 1920s. And I wanted to create a flapper dress that represented that era with a twist on it. So I created this dress here. And I used the Karen Simply Soft in the pumpkin and light peach. I'll put the color here. I'm not sure exactly what the color is. But this is what it came out to be. And this is that ruffle yarn that nobody knows what to do with anymore. And it came out, it worked perfectly in this dress. I used several layers of it, as you can see. And then I just used a tapestry crochet squares in the front. And then in the back, what I did is I used the ruffle yarn as a lace opening. So it gave it a different style when you just crochet it as a straight line. And this is it. And then I added the ruffles in the back. The front of the dress also incorporated the beaded fringe that I crocheted around it. I think it came out really nice, and I'll post a picture here so that you can see it. The next event that I crocheted for was the New York Steppers weekend, which takes place from Friday to Sunday. So what I decided to do, I wanted to wear two crochet outfits, one for the main event, which is Saturday, and Friday for the introduction event. So for Friday, I decided that I would wear a crochet top with shorts. So this is the top here. And I decided to use the 24/7 cotton yarn. This is the label. And I used it in lime, tangerine, magenta. And then I also combined it with the Bernat Softee baby cotton in the beige. This is the granny square that I created. And then I added the shoulder straps here. And then what I decided to do the back a little open because the weather has been hot. So I decided that I would wear an open top in the back. Oh, I'm sorry, an open lace top in the back. And what I did is I love to add either some fur or some metallic to pieces that I create. So this time I used that orange that I used on the dress from Ice Yarns just to make a little V shape here, just to give it a little bit more glam to it. And then I added the metallic with one row on the bottom. I think it turned out nice. And I'll post a picture. The other item that I completed for the banquet was this off-white dress. And what I did is I used a doily pattern in a circle and then changed the circle into a rectangle so that I could wear it as a dress. And it has a little ruffle flare here, and it uses the pineapple stitch. Let me see if I can get it better. You see the pineapple stitches? So I decided that I would use this for my banquet dress. That's the front, and then in the back I just used a various stitches where I used a lacy stitch here, a double crochet, single crochet stitch on the bottom, some more shell stitches, and then I added some extra rows to make it longer because it came out a little short. So because it came out a little short, the yarn that I used was the ZZ Twist Off-White, but I had purchased this yarn several years ago and Lion Brand had discontinued the yarn. I had just needed one more ball of ZZ Twist to complete the dress and the dress would have been finished. But because I couldn't find it, I had to go hunting at Joann's for a yarn that would match it. So what I found was the Bernat Softee Baby cotton yarn in the Off-White. And it worked perfectly. And I can complete the dress. So I use it at the bottom, here, and on the back shoulders to complete it. And again, I needed some little shine to it, so I added some gold metallic yarn. And I'll post a picture here so that you can see the dress in the full design of the pineapple. So for this month of July, I really don't have any acquisitions. The only acquisitions I had to purchase was to finish the items that I showed you. Most of my acquisitions for these items came in the month of April, May, and June. My other acquisitions are for the Barbie Convention. I bought some Barbie dolls. We had fun in Chicago. We attended the Taste of Chicago, and we had a really nice time. And I look forward to next year at the Barbie Convention. I hope you enjoyed this video and a little taste into the Barbie world. Thank you for watching. And remember, no yarn is off limits when you're crocheting. Have a great day.